Let's go on to our first story this afternoon, where there is uneasy calm at Old Tafo in Kumasi amid heavy military and police presence. The Ashanti Regional Security Council will be meeting to review the dusk to dawn curfew following yesterday's rampage by Muslim youth in the community, but their fears of reprisal attacks.
Clashes between Muslim youth and the traditional authority over a piece of cemetery land yesterday triggered the imposition of a dusk to dawn curfew at Tafo. But the streets of the community remained empty this morning at the expiry of the curfew period. It was unusually quiet amid heavy military and police presence. The Regional Security Council is expected to meet this afternoon to review the curfew.
Our expectation, if by the close of the day the tension has not died down, then I also expect a similar thing, that the curfew should be repeated. But in the absence of that, if the situation remains as it is now, I don't think there is a need for that.
So far, the police has confirmed one death. 25-year-old Ahmed Sule was shot by a security personnel. He was rushed to the Tafo Government Hospital and later transferred to the Konfanoche Hospital, where he died. Several others sustained various degrees of injuries after the violent clashes. Deputy Asante Regional Police Commander ACP Dukampofo has, however, assured of adequate security within Tafo and the surrounding communities.
Let's just stay a bit further with this particular issue, because Benjamin Edo is a Ashanti regional correspondent. He's joining me on the telephone. Benjamin, if you can hear me, what exactly is the situation at Old Tafo? Hello, Benjamin, can you hear me?
Hello,
fantastic. Now, I want to find out exactly what the situation is currently in Old Tafo.
Yeah, after I'm not hearing clearly, but what I can tell you is that tension has indeed been hiking again. By the police and shooting around the market and some around the community. This also who also hiding somewhere to probably come in to save their colleague who was arrested by the police. But the police just increased the issue to where the monitoring proceedings. Now that guy has been arrested a few months ago. That has the artists have forgotten enforcers. I did it. That's the police. Second, the regional council that's by the performance. I'm not asking to find a lasting solution to this situation. But what I can tell for a fact is
right. Benjamin, I would want you to reposition yourself just a bit, because the phone line is a bit cranky, so we get some clarity of what you've been talking about. Let me just remind our viewers that we're getting updates on the situation in Old Tafo in the Ashanti region. Benjamin, if you can hear me, what are the traditional leaders and the Muslim chiefs and police doing to restore calm? Because this has taken a religious dimension. Okay, we seem to have lost Benjamin Edo there, Ashanti regional correspondent. We'll try to raise him back on the telephone to give us some updates on this particular situation in Old Tafo at the moment. If you recall, yesterday there were some clashes between the Muslim youth there and some residents of the area because of a piece of land there. We'll get you details when we get through to our correspondent. But Ashanti regional chief imam Sheikh Abdul Mumin Harun has rendered an unqualified apology to the Ashanti Kingdom over the bloody clashes at Old Tafo between some Muslim youth and traditional authorities. He's also condemned Wednesday's attack in violence, underscoring that it does not speak well for the peace of this country. And the chief imam is also therefore appealing to those involved, the Tafo chief, residents of Tafo, the Ashanti Kingdom, and everyone who has been affected by the actions of the youth to be calm, since he will personally ensure that the issue is resolved. The Ashanti Regional Security Council placed a dawn to dusk curfew on the Tafo township as a result of the clashes caused by a misunderstanding over a piece of cemetery land. Now, scores were wounded in the clashes and are currently receiving treatment. That's the situation there in the Ashanti region. Let me go back onto the telephone now, but this time around, David Agbe, who is the Executive Director of the Ghana Institute of Governance and Security, is joining me on the telephone. Mr. Agbe, good afternoon to you, if you can hear me.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Great. Now, did professionals like you see this clash coming?
I think nobody expected, this crisis at Tafo, but it came as a result of the fact that there is a cemetery, a very popular cemetery at Tafo, and the land, the Muslim youth has a certain portion of the land that they used to pray on it, and also they've also had a certain entitlement of the land, which the Tafo chief, Nana Ajay is also saying that the youth of the Muslim community hasn't sought enough permission from him, and so it has got some level of confusion among them, and so that has degenerated into the confusion yesterday. But as we speak now, I can say that yes, I'm within the Tafo community, and all the security men are here. The police commander is here. The military commander from Accra is also here. And then DCOP, Secretary to have also seen him. So all the security agencies are well represented here, including the immigration service and fire service. They are all here. And so I think that the situation now is quite calm. But what we have to also say is that at this moment, the young man who passed away yesterday as a result of that matter will also have to be buried today. And so it is also igniting a certain passion. And so at this moment, what we have to inform the security agency is to be on alert again. And so they shouldn't miss the ban on the curfew, because at this point in time, we could say that the environment is still quite volatile. And so we need to keep on monitoring the signals, and so that they'll be able to come out with a formality as to whether they have to lift the curfew. But looking at it, going through the area since morning, I could say that the environment is still volatile. And so the security network, we need to do some kind of threat analysis about it. Let's look at the threat analysis, and then at the end of the day, maybe by 5 o'clock thereabout, it could inform all the security agencies as to whether the curfew has to be lifted or not. But looking at the grounds, I think that the curfew needs to be maintained.
Right. Okay, but Mr. Agbe, you've lived in the area before, and you're there at the moment. What's the relationship between the Muslim community there and the traditional authorities? Has there been any reason to suspect that something of a sort could have happened?
When you come to Kumasi, especially Tafo area, it is dominated by the Muslims. But the composition of the area too is also quite complex enough. All the tribes are well represented here, but the Muslims are the men on the ground. When you go to the Muslim community or the Zogo community, everybody will tell you that the Muslims are the men on the ground. So there is that dispute between the indigents and then the Muslim community. But nobody foresaw that some of these things is also going to come. But as we speak now, it is more of religious conflict as well as a resource conflict, which is the land. And so now we all need to tread cautiously to be able to do threat analysis or threat assessment, to be able to appreciate the fact that whether the issue could be, solved amicably. But as we speak now, everybody is quite peace. The Muslim Jews are not happy, and likewise the traditional elders are also not happy. So we have to start on their emotions so that everybody will be able to calm down. Let's try as much as possible to heal the emotional wounds, and that is what all the security networks are actually working on now, as to how best to be able to reduce the tension at Tafo at the moment.
Very well.